My spiritual principle this morning is it is unto you as you believe. That could be the topic every week. It is unto you as you believe. From the Hermetic text in the Emerald Tablet, it says, above, so below. As a person thinks, so shall that person be. Ernest Holmes goes on to the topic of healing. He says, healing and demonstration occur as our minds become attuned to the truth of being. There is no process in healing, but generally there is a process in healing. The process is the time and effort we invest for the realization of truth. Your healing is based on the time it takes you to get you to truth. My title is Health is in the Middle of the Healing. Health is in the middle of the healing. And the health that I am talking about this morning is the healing of our thoughts and our minds. That's what we want to talk about, the healing of thoughts and minds. Because as we become aware of our wholeness, this is where we experience spiritual health. Spiritual mind healing assumes that the spirit is already perfect and that consciousness is the creative factor and the body conditions are the effects. Sound familiar? Seed, soil, plant. Health is a quality of being one with the divine. Whether you want the idea of health in your life or not, it is yours. It is your possession. It is your inheritance if you choose to demonstrate it. Therefore, we demonstrate spiritual health by being whole. We say every week you're what? Whole, perfect, and complete. Therefore, you can be aware of the truth in your life that brings healing. The Anatomy of Healing Prayer are the papers of Ernest Holmes. And I have been looking recently at some of the more obscure, whether unknown writings of Ernest Holmes. And he talks about here that healing, wholeness, and prayer is the transformative power. It transforms us into all of the possibilities that are before us. Holmes' approach to healing is not a religious act or a spiritual, but it is a spiritual technology that is rooted in consciousness itself. This has been revealed to us, and Ernest shares this revelation with us. In every spiritual tradition, whether we speak of the divine as God, Spirit, Allah, Brahman, the great mystery, or the sacred within, there is a conviction, there is a belief that healing is possible. Not just physical healing, but emotional, relational, and spiritual health. Not just physical. Now, I believe, and you know I'm right, at least that's what I say, that most of our physical illness and dis-ease is a result of our emotional and relational need for spiritual healing. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is the context of spirituality. And you know, your mind immediately says, but what about? There is nothing that God can't do. And there's nothing that you can't overcome. It doesn't mean we're not going to experience something. Of course we are. We will experience it. But you get the power and the ability and the knowledge and the awareness to overcome. Every time the thought says no, God says yes. Which one will you believe? It's revealed in your story. Your story tells exactly what you believe. Think about it. We have a whole story. I have mine. It's very artistic. It justifies everything about me that I wanted to justify. It justifies everything. It justifies why I'm bald, why I wear the clothes I wear, whatever. It's the story that I tell. And it reveals to all of us where our belief structure is. In science of mind, mental diagnosis or our thinking involves uncovering the thinking behind the cause. Judging the operation of invisible mental causes by observing the objective results. What is happening in your life? Whatever is happening in your life, you must relate to, is there some belief here that I need healing for, that it continues to show up in my life. You know, all of us are talking. I end up in the same relationships that I've been in before. But you got to change your thinking. You know, all I can tell you is you got to change your thinking. Not always easy, but it is that easy that the principle that we have to follow. Now, I am not saying that every experience we have or every illness we have or every impairment we have or everything that demonstrates unwell is totally related to our individual thinking. We live in a collective consciousness. There are how many industries designed to take care of you being unwell? Okay, let's talk about if you want to be preventative. How many of your health insurance actually provides for preventative care? No, what it does most of the time is it gives you the ability to have testing so we can find out what's wrong with you. Now, that may be preventative, and I'm not saying that that's not a good thing. And please, don't heal everybody because I need to work until I retire. You know. But the entire world is designed to support us to live beneath our privilege. If you are not getting the message that you should live beneath your privilege, the entire system is designed to tell you that you cannot live whole, beautiful, and complete in this life. But yes, you can. Yes, you can. We are not to blame for everything that makes us unwell in our thinking, but we are responsible. You can't get out of the responsibility. If you want to get out of the responsibility, you got to get out of science of mind. Because I'm telling you, where it all boils down to is change your thinking, change your life. You know, whatever you experience in life will just change your thinking. You know, not everybody else, control everybody else. That's the way I wish it worked. I wish I could control all of you. It would be really nice. It would be fun. I would enjoy it very much. Pray for me, okay? But, you know, our healing is about our awareness. Have you ever heard of spiritual awareness? Spiritual awareness. It is our spiritual awareness that opens us up to all of the possibilities that we have, that we can enjoy, that we can possess in life. Maury took a correspondence course and became an internationally known cartoonist. Syndicated at a time when we didn't even have the ability to vote in all 50 states. So let's talk about overcoming power. You have to have some vision for something that is possible far beyond your current circumstances. Your current circumstances don't mean nothing to God other than the fact that you can overcome them. And let me tell you something. I don't tell you anything because you need to know it. I tell you because I have had to deal with it this week, that I have to know it. And if I have to know it, guess who gets to hear it? Holmes reminds us that healing is not something that we beg for, nor something bestowed upon us from the outside. Healing is uncovering the wholeness that we all possess that is always present in our life. The brokenness is what we see, but we are always whole, perfect, and complete. Now, I am challenged by that by more people, when people listen to us and that kind of stuff, where they go, oh, I want to hear you, and I go, oh, God, I'm going to get this. Well, what do you mean? Well, Rick, I don't think that I'm whole, perfect, and complete. I said, okay, you cannot be. That's fine, if you don't want to be. But I am recognizing what I believe is the awareness that we are all whole, perfect, and complete. And I remind myself of that as much as possible, because there are enough messages in the world to tell me that I'm not, okay? There are a lot of messages that will tell you that you're not. And some of those come embodied in people that supposedly love you. Mm-hmm. It speaks to the universal human experience of longing for restoration, for balance and peace. Do you long for peace? Do you long for peace? Do you fear the world that we live in right now? Thank you for telling the truth. Because, yes, there is an element of fear, but we still have to believe the truth beyond the condition that we are in. Unlike medical practice, amen. Unlike medical practice, we teach that there is a direct relationship between our minds and our bodies. Therefore, the healing works in the same direction. This must be a direct connection between the idea of what I think and what I experience in life. Holmes writes, "We seek to heal a person's mentality, knowing that the degree to which we are successful, we shall also be healing their bodies." So I will tell you, it is this belief in duality, that we are separate from the divine, that creates the problem. But what resolves the problem is understanding our unity with the divine, that there is only one of us here. And as we work to heal our minds of the belief that we can be separate from God, this healing will be reflected in the healing of conditions. Now, be careful if you ask me to pray for your healing, because I am not praying for your symptoms. That's what you go to your doctor for. I am not praying for your symptoms. I am praying for the belief behind the condition. So I guarantee you, if I pray for you, something in your life is going to change. And that is true for spiritual practitioners, because that is what we are always getting. We want people to get a revelation of the belief behind the conditions that are in their life. It's not for blame. It's so that you have the knowledge to overcome. It's not for blame. It's to overcome. Consult your healthcare professional if you want somebody to take care of your symptoms. That is not my job. My job is to talk about what we believe, the belief behind the conditions in our life. Now, we are open. We teach a prayer and a pill. We believe in both, because if it's good, it's all God. If it's good, it's all God. And there's nothing wrong with medicine. Believe me, I believe in healthcare. All 40 plus years that I've actually worked in it, praise the Lord. And there's nothing more in the world I love than making sure people are taken care of. I love it. Every day of my life, I love it. But I am here to tell you, it would be okay with me if we all got a real understanding and we didn't have to use the system so much. I think there are 3 questions you have to ask in relationship to healing. And again, healing now is only just a question of physical healing. Don't get lost there. We are talking about the belief behind the condition. I will always ask, is there someone you need to forgive? Is there someone you need to forgive? Being honest with yourself. Is there someone that you need to forgive? Sometimes our lack of forgiveness puts us in a situation where we don't experience all the healing and the wholeness that is in our life. The next question is, do you consider yourself worthy of health? Do you deserve good health? Do you go and rehearse everything that you did against your health and then blame yourself that you're not in great condition? See, I believe that's where God steps in. When we reach for that power and that presence to be real in our lives, regardless to what the circumstances are, we get the overcoming power. And third, most importantly, is this: can anyone be healed? If anyone can be healed, so can we. It is available to anyone, not just them. It belongs to us, just the way it is. Call it a miracle if you wish. I call it's the way it's supposed to be. When did we come to believe that we needed a miracle rather than to just live in wholeness and in health? It's like we have to overcome everything. It's like it's against us. Rather than understanding it is the wholeness that we all possess that we are going back to. We're not going anywhere. We're going back to who and what we are. Whole, perfect, and what? Complete. See, health is right in the healing. Story. Jesus at the pool of Bethesda, and he asked a man who had been sick a long time at the place of healing, "Do you want to be made well?" Now, the odd thing is Jesus did not pray for his symptoms. He told him to get up and take up his bed and walk. He wanted him to take up the thought, the idea that had bound him to the pool. See, he couldn't see. He obviously always had the ability to get up, but he had to let go of the thing that made him comfortable to be in that place. And we all have to be careful that we don't make a bed in our mess. Because if we make a bed in our mess, we get really comfortable with it. I'm going to meddle for a minute. When my mother became of significant age, I realized she would have the remote, the phone, everything she wanted, and in the drawer in the table next to the sofa was a piece of cake, because she might want it later, right? You know, and why is that? Because she had decided she didn't want to get up. I won't meddle. I won't meddle. I don't have to do anything. Think about it. I can sit on my sofa, order food, have it delivered, open the door. I can have everything, watch television, I can do everything, and never move. Do we all think that's healthy? As much as we like it. But think about it. We make a bed. We make ourselves comfortable in the situation that we're in rather than being hopeful that something better can happen. Don't design your space in life for your illness or being unwell. Design it for being well. And what our prayer is, stop praying for your symptoms. Pray for the belief behind your symptoms. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for an awareness of the belief behind it. That's what our teaching says. And sometimes I think we've walked too far away from really what Ernest taught. It was about a healing and a teaching ministry. That's what it was about. And there is such power in that. If we identify with this allness that the divine there is, all that the allness of the divine there is us. Therefore, anything is possible if we choose to embrace it. Spiritual mind healing, writes Ernest Holmes, is a result of clear thinking. Clear thinking. That's very undramatic. You know, that all of you know, I grew up charismatic, and you know, you had to touch people, right? And you knew you were good at it if they fell. I mean, you were in. You had the power. You fell under the power. And that's all fine. You know what? I don't like to touch people when I pray for them. Because I don't want you to be confused at all, honey. I ain't got no healing for you. I've got a message for you, and the healing is in you. It is in you. Now, I wish I could do it. I'm not going to lie. I love attention. I love it more than anything in the world. I love attention. But I have learned, don't you get in the way of the Spirit. Because you get in the way of the Spirit, you're going to be paying people to get up out of chairs, and they really aren't lame and all kinds of things, just to prove that you are right. What I am going to do is to always want you to recognize the health and the wholeness that you possess every single solitary day of your life, regardless to the circumstances that we're in. Charles Fillmore, the founder of Unity, said, it follows that consciousness is what needs to be straightened out. It's as simple as that. It needs to be straightened out. We have to understand that wholeness is the baseline. It's the baseline. It's where it all starts. All the rest of the stuff are the things that we learn in life. But when we return to the foundation of our own creation and our existence, this is where the power lies. So I invite you to go on the pathway of your own personal healing experience, the healing of the idea that you are not worthy, that you have doubt and unbelief. That's what I want to deal with, because once you recognize that beyond, that's on top of the wholeness, that the wholeness is the foundation under which we have all been created. Therefore, we always have ability to return to that place. And as our affirmation said, when I embrace life, life embraced me. And so it is.
I still have a joy. Through the storm, and through the rain, and through heartache and all that pain. Thank God that I still have a joy. Because I still have a joy. Oh, don't you know that weeping may endure for a night, but early in the morning everything is gonna be alright. Because I still have a joy. The Lord came down and dried all my tears, because I still, you know that I still have a joy. Weeping, 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 weeping may endure for a night, but early in the morning everything is gonna be alright. Because I still, you know that I still have joy. Whoa, don't you know I still have joy? I got and you got and they got some joy. Ain't nobody gonna take away my joy, 'cause I have joy every day. Right now, if you feel some joy. got joy. Everyone here at CSA, know we feel joy. You know that we all feel some joy today. You know why? Because through the storm and the rain and through heartache and even pain, thank God I'm still, that we all we still feel joy. Feel that joy. Thank you. Yes. Feel that joy. Woo! I feel so much joy.